I think it's gone.
Timmy Turner.
Pop up? No, not yet. Probably gonna take a little while. Nothing popped up yet?
I see it.
It's going.
Live.
Alright, Shalom. We're the Hebrew Israelites, man. We come out here week in and week out, prophesy the downfall of this nation that you know as America. But in the scriptures, we know it as Babylon the Great and spiritual Sodom and Egypt. But before we get into anything, we're going to turn and face the east, give infinite honor and glory to the Most High and His Son.
Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahushua, Ba'Hashem, Rapakudash.
I want to also give double honors to the elders and apostles of the great millstone who push your truth 100%, and peace and blessing to the Akim up under the elders pushing this truth throughout the four winds with all faith, sincerity, and diligence. To you we say shalom.
Shalom.
We got the brothers from Louisiana Saints right here, you know, and we're gonna let them get it in again, man. They holding camp with us this week, and hey, Lord willing, hey, it's edifying.
Like the brother said, we're gonna get into it, you know. A different city, different town, but the same old prophecy gonna keep coming out all the time, man. Because you know, they say, hey, y'all don't never change, man. But that's a good thing, though, you know. Because these scriptures don't change; they set in stone, so we can't change the doctrine, man. Because this is the truth. This ain't no feel-good movement. We ain't gonna keep telling you bullshit to keep you tuning in, man. We're gonna give you the straight, and that's it.
I can say real quick. Hey, this truth isn't about gimmicks. It isn't about coming up with a new challenge, a new TikTok or YouTube challenge to try to get views. It's simply about preaching the words of Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushua. And as it says in Proverbs, I believe, hey, meddle not with them that are given to change. Hey, somebody that's constantly flip-flopping like a damn dead fish on a deck of a boat, you got to stay away from them. Hey, that's why it's becoming self-evident now that GMS is the ones with 100% truth. Because that, beginning with our apostle elders, it's just been the same doctrine from here to all the way up until today. And it's going to be the same doctrine through Jacob's trouble all the way up until the kingdom.
I got a precept for him real quick. Because you know, the scriptures say that the Lord, He don't change. So the scriptures ain't going to change either. This is Malachi chapter 3, verse 6. It says, for I am the Lord Yahweh, I change not. Therefore, ye sons of Jacob are not consumed.
Hey, the Most High, He don't change, man. He's the same yesterday, today, and forever, man. You know, He don't remix His doctrine, not His doctrine, but His words, I should say, you know. You know, this ain't no get-rich schemes, you know. This ain't how to become a Hebrew millionaire in 6 months type of deal, you know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna get your own talk show off of this, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna get the keys to the kingdom, you know, the mysteries of the kingdom. When you get really deep into this thing, if you're willing to deal into it in that kind of way. But hey, we're gonna get straight into it, these prophecies, man, because that's all that's popping right now. And it's gonna stay popping until, like the brother said, the kingdom comes. So that chariot show with Yahushua, and it's a wrap with that, you know? Get that revelation
To back up the brother Lahab, as he brought out in Malachi, it says the Lord changes not. And what did Yahushua tell his disciples? If you've seen me, you've seen the Father. And this is what it further says in Hebrews 13, verse 8. Yahushua Hamashayah, the same yesterday and today and forever. So the Father and the Son are all in one agreement. And if it says the Most High didn't change, that means that how He felt in the Old Testament is how He feels in the New Testament. Right. And if Yahushua said, if you've seen me, you've seen the Father, and they're on the same accord, whatever the Father believes, that's what Yahushua believes in the New Testament. So hey, everything that we're prophesying, us being the Israelites, you Edomites being who you are, the devil, you so-called white people today, you heathens going into slavery, what the charagma is, all of that. Hey, the Father, the Son, hey, and the sons of the power, Abarat Dazab, we're of that elect number of the sons of the power to be of that 144, and we're all in the same agreement and accordance.
That's
we're
right.
preaching accordingly, and these words will come to pass. Not one stone will be left unturned when everything's said and done.
I got a quick one to back him real quick. This 1 Corinthians 14, and I'm gonna start at 32 and go to 33. And the spirits of the prophets are subject to the prophets. For the Most High is not the author of confusion, but of peace, as in all churches of the saints.
Right. And here it is, the spirit of the prophets. You know, these brothers, we doing the same thing. Like the saying, the scripture said, we back in our lot, pretty much is what I'm trying to say, you know. We've done this before in previous lifetimes, and here we are doing it again, one last hurrah, you know. And here it is, we telling these fucking heathens they going down, you know. Esau, Edom, he just get mad and look crazy. Man, you fucking ruining your Sunday. Good, fuck it, you know. You know, good, because there's gonna be a lot of ruined days coming for you. So,
Ain't no good Sunday dinner tonight.
Exactly, right? You ain't getting the big piece of chicken, you know. You gonna kill that appetite today. Yeah, right?
Big piece of pork chop.
Sausage.
Yeah, right? Yeah. Some spam or some shit, you know.
And if I can, I was just gonna say, you know, like I said, the Lord ain't the author of confusion either. You know what I'm saying? Because hey, these scriptures don't change. So hey, whatever the Lord said in the Old Testament,
Right.
it's just reiterated differently in the New Testament. Man. So hey, that Christianity bullshit, man, that Eve want to push on our people.
Right.
Hey, that ain't nothing but some bullshit, man. They just don't understand the scriptures, man.
Right.
That's all I know.
Doctrines of men, man. The doctrines of men contradict the doctrine of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua.
That's right. Yeah, like you said, that old Jesus movement shit, that shit's dead, man. You know, the Most High woken up his men to the truth, and we sticking with it. Ain't no more we all gonna get along and all. There ain't nobody getting along to this day still. They've been saying that shit for thousands of years, man.
Right,
You know, when we gonna get along then, you know? With this master so-called white man named Jesus, we got all this power, why we ain't getting along then? You know? Wow, race relations at an all-time high, you know? It's all this bullshit, man.
Even Jesus knows he's full of shit, man.
You know, but we gonna get into the bullshit of Esau Edom, man. Because you know, we see him coming down the pipe. Yeah, we see Esau getting into his BS, man. He's starting to tighten down on this place, man. But really, you so-called Negro Latinos and Native Americans, you got this new venom mandate coming out. You know, he dropped a few days ago, a couple days ago, whatever it is. You know, and it's all towards you. You know? I mean, he already got the people around his finger, but the whole thing is about this whole birthright, Esau Edom, which you so-called Negro Latinos and Native Americans. I mean, you dumb, everyday people don't know shit about it, but, you know, the elites, the top house of Esau, you know, especially Amalek and them, the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers and all them, they know these scriptures, and they know what they need to do, well, they thinking they know what they need to do, but the Most High is ultimately giving them the plan, you know, to put hell on you niggas because you've been disobedient and stupid, you know? So you want to do things your way, you just gonna get killed, man. A lot of y'all gonna get sucked into this new mandate that's coming up.
If I could say, I just think that some Edomite who parked this truck behind us, and he's got two stickers on his window. One of it a skull with the American flag over it, and underneath it a sticker of an AR-15. Hey, and it's a red-looking truck. Hey, that red horse coming to take peace from the earth with that sword. That's what the brother was saying. And hey, you've been having these higher ups in the government say it, straight up saying, look, we came with the carrot. We allowed you to get lottery, to get money, get some money to go to college. If you hung out with Bane and got the venom, we put all these other, that you could go to Disney World, Disneyland, do whatever you want. And hey, now we got to come with the stick. Now we got to come hard because we see people are bucking up to it. And it's just going to keep progressing and progressing and progressing until they got them soldiers in the streets with the blue helmets, militias, private armies, mercenaries, everybody coming to put a foot mainly in Jake's ass.
Right.
It's not the National Guard, man. It's the Super Guard. It's to handle the civil unrest and the sedition that's going to take place here on American soil. These troops have been training here since the 90s, man. Foreign troops and military operations in urban terrain called mount training. They've been doing this to take care of the American citizens, man, while the U.S. military is over fighting World War III. The blood of the hands of the American people are going to be on these foreign troops who are not going to hesitate to put a bullet in their head. And this is all because they don't want that responsibility to say that American troops don't want to kill their families. A lot of them don't. But these foreign troops, they're not going to have a problem with it.
Like the brother say, these are troops. They can't wait to get their hands on you Americans. They know how you come over to their country, killing, raping, robbing, stealing, making fun of them, sending photos with naked pictures of people in their community or whatever. You know, killing it. But Joe just thrown the fuck out of somebody.
The wrong person.
Yeah, 2-3 days ago. You don't think these foreign troops sitting back and like, damn, I can't wait to get my hands on these dumb, stupid Americans, man. You know, my father had problems with them. You know, coming rolling through tanks through our village, running out shit over. You know, they don't come up and put bullets in your fucking stupid.
Hey, and they got a YouTube account just like we got YouTube over here, so they see all you Babylonian women doing the Big Bang challenge. Hey, so they're about to do the Bust It challenge themselves when they get over here. Bust it once, bust it twice.
Them bust a fucking head.
If I can add, if I can add, it's just like the Akim saying, you know, these folks can't wait to get their hands on you, man. You've been making mockery of these people. That movie, Three Kings, starring what his name?
George Clooney.
Yeah, and Ice Cube. You know, all of this bullshit, man. It's gonna come back to play against you folks, man. Barack Obama, when he got his first 100 days, what they signed in what they call an executive order. You essentially have what you call a dictatorship for the first 100 days. No balance in the government, and they signed in these executive orders. And just like Elder Yashawama had brung out, you know, that has already been signed into place. It's just waiting for the right scenario to bring that to. It's like Akim said, they've been over here in the States since the 80s out here, you know, running drills and whatnot. These foreign troops. So they just waiting on these wicked ass elites to give them the green light. And guess what? It's gonna be total chaos.
Because everything is already put into place, man. Because you know, they already know that people gonna rebel against this jab, man. And the majority of the military is rebelling against that jab. So the military is all broken up right now, man. They ain't gonna have no choice but to bring in the UN, bro. And that's what's gonna bring the drama, man. When they bring in the UN, bro. Them the same troops that these brothers talking about, man.
Yeah, and here we are in that season, man. There's no more being stupid, not being in the know. You know, whether you're a man of the Lord or you in the fucking world, you know? You're gonna get steamrolled. It's coming up real quick for you. Because like you said, the troops, they ready to go. They just waiting on the perfect false flag, or they waiting on another executive order to come down, you know?
Can you say that was done in what year? You got
Quick
race
reset.
84.
Oh, done, yeah.
That's race 84. It's finna get ready to come into play, bro.
You got the Patriot Act
Yup.
on deck. That's still in place. Yeah.
Got a quick preset for you.
They deem all American citizens terrorists.
Exactly, bro.
For edification, let me bring out this real quick. We're talking about the wicked elite and Amalek, right? This is what the definition of Amalek. All right, Amalek is a nation described in the Hebrew Bible as an enemy of the Israelites.
Yeah.
The name Amalek can refer to the nation's founder, a grandson of Esau.
Right.
His descendants, the Amalekites, or the territories of Amalek, which they inhabited. And the scripture tells us in Exodus 17 and 16, I believe it is, that the Lord Yahweh Shemini Oshai has sworn war with Amalek from generation to generation.
Right.
And this is why a lot of people don't understand this whole racism thing. This is biblical. This
Goes back
thousands of years. Has nothing to do with skin color. This is written.
I'm just gonna back up what the brother was bringing out about Amalek. Who is descended from Amalek? We know they're Edomites, but hey, Alexander the Great was an Amalekite. The Rothschilds are Amalekites. All all these, your Warburgs, the Rockefellers, the Oppenheimers, Soros, Bilderberg, those are all Amalekites, and those are the ones in the chief places right now, coming out with all these different agendas and mandates. Agenda 2020, 2021, Agenda 2030, the GREAT, because YouTube is being a bitch. The NW0, the Venom, the Charagma, all that's coming down from Amalek.
I got a precept. All right, this is Ezekiel 35 with you, bro.
I think the brothers I have one too.
Oh, slack.
Go ahead, bro.
But y'all go ahead, just go ahead, flow with it.
Okay. All right, I'll put it in there. It's Ezekiel 35:5. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in their time of their calamity, in their time that their iniquity had an end. So like that, let me keep going.
Hey, that word, if I can just say it, when you go into that word perpetual, when you go into the Strong's Word, it says of antiquity, never ending, forever, from ancient times. So as the brother Karatazai was bringing out, hey, it goes back from Jacob and Esau were fighting in the womb in Genesis 25, and it said there would be a great gulf set between them, one nation against another, and then in Genesis 27, when our forefathers supplanted his birthright, what did he say? The days of mourning for my father at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob. And that sentiment that perpetual sentiment has not changed until this very day. And like our elder brother Yakina always brings out, he'll always say, you can talk to an Edomite, and they'll just be like, I don't know why I don't like so-called black people, I just don't like them. It's ingrained in their spiritual DNA to hate you Israelites.
In their spirit. I'm going to give verse 6 and then y'all got it. It says, therefore as I live, saith the Lord Yahweh, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee.
And what does it say in the scriptures? He that liveth by the sword shall die by the sword. And what's Esau's blessing? The sword. How did he get everything? The sword. So the Most High gave you this blessing and really gave you a catch-22. Put you in a trick bag. The very same thing you gain the fatness of the earth and the dew of heaven with is the very same thing you're going to destroy yourself with. Those nuclear missiles weren't created just to be in a museum somewhere. They were created for a time and a purpose to bring down your own goddamn kingdom. So it's prophesied for you to lose. Hey, you had your little season to win, but we're coming into the times where you're going to get your last little hurrah off on these 2/3. And then we're going to get our hurrah off on you for 1,000 years.
And that's going back to what? Them using the imperialism, man, and military might, man, to what they did to colonize people.
Right.
You know.
What does this tell us in Galatians, man? The Lord is not mocked. Whatever a man soweth, so shall he reap. So it's coming back. It's coming back, bro.
This Amos chapter 1, verse 11. Thus said the Lord Yahweh, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4 I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because he did pursue his brother with the sword, and did not cast off all pity, and his anger did tear perpetually, and he kept his wrath forever.
That's right. And that so-called white man still got that rap to this day, man. You know? He fucking hates these so-called Negro Latinos and Native Americans. Hey, they come smiling and humbling themselves down. Oh, brother, we all the same. Can we just all get along?
That was in the past.
Yeah, right?
You bleed red too.
Exactly, right?
We all at the same time.
Yeah. We got the same kind of blood. You cut me, I bleed red just like you do. Fuck all that. You know, we heard that bullshit. Our daddy, granddaddy, grandmama and them fell for that shit. You know? Here it is, we stand on our 10 toes, you know, all by the grace of Yahweh by Shimmy Al-Shab, you know? That we woke up to this fucking devil, you know? We don't want no more fucking treaties, friendships and all that.
No reparations.
Exactly. We don't want no reparations. We don't want no fucking guns either. All we want is your ass in chains and a foot in your ass. Fucking crap,
right,
you know? Because you got to pay back for all that shit. Treating our, you know, grandparents or whoever like dogs.
Right. Shit, treat us like.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah,
We reincarnated, that was up.
yeah.
And also they gotta pay back for what they did to our forefathers, man.
Damn right, man.
Gun.
We are our forefathers.
That's right. And you got to pay that back, you know, full. Like saying, that tab, that bill is due, Esau, and you gotta pay the whole thing.
The Lord don't run off credit.
Exactly. Ain't no installment plans with this. You know,
rollover minutes.
is that right? Ain't no store credit. We want all that shit, you know? And then some.
Then some.
Yeah, because you live real good to this day. You go any fucking Edomite neighborhood right now. The average so-called white person living fucking 20 times better than you. You know? I mean, just a every Joe Blow stupid looking devil, man. You know, they got all the shit out here. You know, so guess what? We're gonna have all the shit in the kingdom. And like I said, this and then some and forever, you know? Because you run for a short time, you did your thing. You know, the most I set up for you to have it that way. But you know, hey, it's time for you to give it up now. And right now, you think you're going to get your NW0 like the brother said. But hell, that ain't even promised to you, you know? Everything you thought you was going to get in this NW0, all that's going to come to fucking nothing, man. You know? And we get to that 2741 But yeah, brother, you guys, I know you can hold it.
And just going in on that purpose and that season, you know, Esau is at the end of his season, you know, hey, and it's glorious. We just had an Edomite out here looking all upside down face, you know, one of the mortgages, you dig? But guess what? It's that time, it's that season. And this is Ecclesiastes chapter 3 and verse 1. And it reads, to everything there's a season and a time to every purpose under the sun. And Esau's purpose was to bring peace, to take peace from the earth. To bring forth calamity, death, mayhem, you understand? Because where we slipped up at, in Deuteronomy chapter 28, we didn't obey, so you know, hey, you gotta get that ass spanked. But now, guess what? That season is over with. We're at the end of that season. And verse 7 and it reads, it says, a time to, Let's see where it says a time of war. What's that? Well, I'm gonna jump to verse 3 and it says a time to kill and a time to heal and a time to break down and a time to build up. But we far past that right now. Esau has done too much to turn back and not enough to go forward. And let's see, and here it is right here, verse 8. A time to love and a time for the hate, and a time for war and a time for peace. And guess what? Peace will come after Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, come back and set everything straight. You understand? But until then, it's going to be war, just like the brothers brung out. It's going to be war with these folks. Amalek, chiefly Amalek, from generation to generation. So we're not stupid. We're not ignorant of Esau's devices. You understand? We understand he coming down with that. He coming down with that mandate now.
Yes, sir.
He was giving out a sentence. Now I'm instructing all government officials and this, that, and the third. This is what it's going to be.
And to make a quick point, like I was telling the brothers when we was coming down here, it's beyond the government shit, bro. If you got 100 employees or more, it's mandatory. Bro.
Mandatory.
No matter if it's government, city, state,
private,
whatever town, project, it don't matter, bro. You got 100 or more, it's mandatory, bro.
And what Biden always say when he's making his little press conference, I have the authority to do it, to make them do it. If they don't want to do it, I'll have the authority to make them do it.
That's an illusion.
That's that pride.
Yeah.
And you remember what he said when they were talking about that whole white supremacist coming against the government kick? He was like, you know how you got that face on. It's like, if you want to come against the government, you're going to have more than an AR-15 because we got F-16s and nukes. He was talking that big shit.
And that pride.
And he ain't lying either. He dare use them.
Yeah.
Right.
Good.
That's all I had over there.
This is Genesis 38, Genesis 27. I'll start at 37. And this is the beginning, the middle, and the end of where Esau stands on things which you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. This is Genesis 27 and 37. And Isaac answered and said unto Esau, Behold, I have made him thy Lord, and all his brethren have I given to him for servants, and with corn and wine have I sustained him. And what shall I do now unto thee, my son? Verse 38. And Esau said unto his father, Hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau like a little red bitch, lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth and of the dew of heaven from above. And by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. Verse 41, and Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand, then will I slay my brother Jacob.
Good. And that devil still slaying us to this day. You know? And ain't no guy in a red suit, you know, with a bunch of flames around him underneath the ground. We talking about an actual person on this earth, man.
See.
A human that you see, that you work with every day, Jake. You know, he telling your ass what to do, kicking your ass. This is the same person, this Edomite, who hates you to this day, man. And he said, what, I'll slay my brother Jacob?
Hey, and then it's just like today when Esau fuck up, they'll find Jake to blame it on.
Yeah.
Right there, they hate us for their own stupidity.
Exactly. Yeah. But he don't fuck up.
You the one offered to sell your birthright.
Then it. Yeah.
You the one sold it for some goddamn uncooked meat.
Yeah.
But it's our fault.
It was some meat. Gun. Yeah. And here it is. He crying about it the whole time, but what Esau didn't tell everybody, like, you know, we on the block, people come up, well, Jacob tricked Esau. No, that fucking dirtbag, he knew what he was getting into. You know, he said, hey, we know how the story goes on the middle side, but the thing is, why didn't Esau, when he went to Isaac, say, hey, I sold my birthright to Jacob? You know, he didn't go in there and say that, did he? That's that lying piece of shit either. You know,
he was born without no morals.
That's it.
He was born without faith. Because if you starving, go ahead and fast, bro.
Right.
If you starving, you know what I'm saying? Don't just rip that uncooked piece of muscle or meat, man.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna do anything to get it, bro. And he did anything to get it, which was sold his birthright, man.
Yeah, he didn't tell him about the deal he made with Jacob out there. But no, he came in there like nothing ever happened and still tried to get that blessing still. And here it is, now he got the fatness and the dew of heaven and everything, and now he still want the birthright still. You know, he done had it, he done ran since the Renaissance, you know? And here it is, he still ain't satisfied, man. No matter what this devil get, he ain't gonna never be happy, man, until he get in chains, man. That's the only way he can control this beast, this animal, man. You know?
He's like a drug addict.
Yeah.
He ain't gonna stop until he destroys himself. So you gotta put him in rehab. But this rehab is gonna be those chains and that whip on your back and that rod of iron between your forehead.
He's still not going to be rehab.
Right.
Yeah. To retire his ass.
If I could just back up what the brother was saying. Hey, you should have just fasted. But look at the spirit of this man. His spirit bears witness that he can't fast. What's one of the main staples of this society? Fast food. Restaurants, people eating out, a microwave mentality.
Right there.
I gotta have it now.
Instant. Coming up.
And that's gonna bite a lot of people in the ass, man. When all this shit really shut down and they can't get it right there, man, motherfuckers gonna lose their marbles out here, man. Motherfuckers gonna be going crazy. That's why the scriptures say it's gonna be like nothing that was never before, man. Motherfuckers gonna be out here eating each other, shit, eating dogs, fucking animals eating their ass because the animals ain't got no food either. Shit, so who you think they gonna turn to? Shit, it's gonna be real out here.
And we on the doorstep of that. It's real right now. But everybody just sitting back thinking, oh, things gonna get better once they get this venom in them. But nah, it just get worse from there. You know, and that's how Esau sets it up, man. You give a little bit to this devil, you're gonna take a whole lot. And you know, like saying, his desire is hell. Hey, you can get 20 booster shots. He don't give a damn. He gonna give you 20 more. You know, it's all about $1, man. With this devil, you know, he don't care nothing about life. Look at the planet; it's all fucked up. You know, you go everywhere, fucking dead animals on the side of the road all the time. We either ran them over, you know, roadkill, trees, steady cutting down trees.
He done radiated their ass.
Yeah, pollution, plastic in the ocean, man. You know, and I believe you put an article or somebody did in there talking about 30 species dying of near extinction.
30 species of trees globally are on the verge of extinction. And they said that's just the ones we aren't counting that we don't know about. If we counted those more rare species, it would be around 51% of the tree species globally are on the verge of extinction.
Why is that? We don't need to control this man. He wants control. He's Dennis the Menace on the planet. That's right.
He the king of the world.
Got a quick precept again.
Yeah, he the real.
Let me.
He the real no limit nigga.
This is Isaiah chapter 14, verse 21. Prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquities of their fathers,
Right.
that they do not rise nor possess the land, nor fill the faces of the world with cities.
So yeah, prepare slaughter for the Esau Edomites, you know, because hey, the same BS they did to our forefathers and the people on these on this sign right here, the 12 tribes, especially the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. That's what it's really all about. You know, you slew your brother Jacob. You know, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. You know, you gotta pay that tab back. You know, we already paid it. You know, we had to put an eye ass plenty of times. You know, get called nigga all the time. You know, look down upon.
They are in a privileged position because of all of that, right? And you'll hear Edomites say, I didn't do it. I didn't have slaves. But what does it tell us in Baruch 3 and 8? We are to this day in our captivity. You know, subject to the payments of our fathers that departed from the Lord Yahweh our power. So if we are subject to the payments of our forefathers, they are subject to the payments.
They're right. Or their forefathers.
For their forefathers. They are their forefathers.
Right.
They benefit off all this.
Right. The founding fathers, which were some pagan female worshipers. Point blank, period.
I got a quick precept to back this brother real quick. Just to back y'all. This Lamentation 5 and 7. Our fathers have sinned and are not, and we have borne their iniquities.
And here it is, we finished bearing their iniquities because our forefathers fucking a bunch of fuck-offs pretty much. You know, they ain't stand for nothing, you know? Here it is, they just wanted to get along in Esau-Edom society. You know, they wanted to shave their face. They wanted to wear that suit and tie and be a good employee, a good citizen. Instead of kiss this so-called white man's, you know, ass, want to serve his military or something. And here it is, like the brother, I heard him over talking, and there was a military, he was talking about World War II or something like that.
No, World War III.
Three? Well, you was talking about they put Jake in the front of the line.
Oh yeah, I see the skit in South Park.
Yeah.
You see the skit in South Park where
That was the revolution for all that shit.
yeah, they always put Jake in front, then they'll step back when the fire starts.
Yeah.
But Jake wanted to be at the front line because Jake thought he was going to get freedom during the revolution. So he wanted to be at the front line. Fuck it, let me get them both.
And they swore to them that they were going to free them. You know what I'm talking about? If they help out with that war.
Yeah.
They did the same thing with the Civil War.
But what happened?
Jake's ass still in captivity to this very day.
Natchez, Mississippi.
Yeah.
Yep. The Devil's Punch Bowl.
Come on, man.
And here it is, they still calling you a nigga to this day in the military. They don't give a fuck how many stripes, stars, whatever you got on your jacket, Jake. You still a damn nigga to Esau Edom and always will be. You know?
And that Ephraimite who was a lieutenant or a captain or something in the army, he got pulled over by that Edomite cop because he didn't have the right tags. He's like, sir, I'm about to get out of the car. And he's like, the Edomite just shut with the mace, sprayed it. He put the window down and stuck it in there and sprayed it in his face.
Yeah, because, hey, even after World War II, Jake was coming home. They still were hanging them niggas in their uniform. Like, oh, I'm a military man, you know, I served the war.
You gotta go in the back door.
Put this rope on.
You know, that's just like what's the city? Tulsa, Oklahoma. They had all them military veterans. Yep.
Yeah.
Man, they slaughtered their ass. So we think Esau give a damn about what you got on? Like we said, bring your ass here, boy.
Yeah, exactly. Try this rope on real quick.
Man, Kingdom, man.
Got a necktie for you.
Yeah, right.
Hey, I had one of my family members was telling me that I had a great uncle who was in World War II, and he said after Jacob had been busting his ass to fight those German Edomites, that the American Edomites got to get on a train and ride all the way back to France from where they at. Jake had to walk his ass from like Germany all the way across countries back to the port in France to get back to the wherever they had to go. Jake had to walk his ass.
And imagine all the shit that they had to go through trying to get back there.
Yeah.
Man, what?
All the Edomites that wanted to kill their ass.
Oh, he had to kill.
Yeah, yeah. And there it is, man. Esau, you gotta pay for all that, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, and right now we telling you about that great slaughter that's gonna be coming to Esau, Edom. Hey, we personally not gonna do anything to you so-called white people. I know because y'all listening. You know, but you gotta pay that tab back. It's coming back, man. First person gonna shake it up is Yahweh Shah. You know, when you see him coming on that chariot and with them band of angels and the rest of the chariots, man, coming to fucking you up. Hey, that's preparing that slaughter for you, man. You know, after your ass get taken off, like I'm saying on the boondock, when Yahweh Shah come back and cut this part out here and clean off, hey, it's gonna be fucking game time on that green light. Then we're gonna have the green light to do whatever we want to do.
Gotcha.
In the righteous way, though.
This Zephaniah 3 and 8. Therefore wait ye upon me, says Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, until the day that I rise up to the prey. For my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms, to pour upon them my indignation, even all my fierce anger. For all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy.
Yeah. Hey, we're gonna wait on Yahweh Shah, man. We're gonna wait for him to lead that charge. You know, we ain't taking up no guns, no sticks, no bats, no nothing now, you know? It's all spiritual with us right now. We just all talk right now, you know, so to speak.
Literally.
You know? That's it. You know, we're gonna give it to you raw though, you know? We're gonna talk real tough right now. But hey, that's gonna go away soon. You know, but until that day we wait on the Lord, you know, to do that, man.
And that's the faith and the patience of the saints, bro.
That's it.
Get back to him on one time. I got to real quick. And you know, jealousy, right? And the scripture says that jealousy is the rage of a man, right? He's not going to hold back in the day of vengeance, right? And we're waiting on the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, as it tells us in Proverbs, the 20th chapter, verse 22. Say not thou, I will recompense evil, but wait on the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, and he shall save thee. And you got these knuckleheads around here talking about, I've been saved. Saved from what? Well, the Lord hadn't returned yet, man.
Jesus saved him.
Oh, Jesus. Well,
Jesus,
okay.
Jesus.
All right.
Well, Jesus saved him.
You're right
Esau
there.
saved him.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah. Easy. Jesus. You know that? I got this back up the gutter right here.
What do you say? You with a fishing license?
Yeah.
Blood license?
Yeah.
See, with that jab.
401k.
That jab.
Yeah.
They love that. Yeah.
This 2 Corinthians chapter 10, and I'm gonna start at verse 3. It says, for though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh. Verse 4, for the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through the Most High to the pulling down of strongholds, casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalted itself against the knowledge of the Most High, and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Amashiach.
Right, yeah. Hey, our weapons are not carnal, you know. Hey, whatever we got is scriptural, and hey, we tear down all them strongholds, all the false imaginations that hey, that a so-called white man's gonna come back and save us, you know, and that hey, that one day we all gonna get along, you know, we all gonna be one big happy family on the planet, you know, and all this bullshit, all these other bullshit religions, and especially that Egypt shit that these niggas still wrapped up in, you know. You know, the word of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai destroyed all that bullshit, you know. It's dead now, you know. It's nothing can stand to this word. You know, your pork chop pastor ain't got the answers. You know, we destroyed them, you know, through the spirit of the Most High, man. You know, his word, his truth destroyed all the BS, all the imaginations, you know, of people thinking this place gonna go on forever. You know.
I got you a precept, huh?
And then another one that Esau Edom is not the white man. You know, that's another one that got bullshit. And one time they were saying Esau was what, Ishmael or something.
Yeah.
You know,
They're trying to say it's Japheth.
yeah, right.
Exactly. Yeah.
So all that shit got destroyed, man.
This I'm gonna start at 11. This Hebrews 4 and 11. I'm gonna go to 12. Let us labor therefore to enter into that rest, lest any man fall after the example of unbelief. For the word of the Most High is quick and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing even to the dividing asunder of soul and spirit, and of the joint and marrow, and is a discerner of thoughts and the intent of the heart.
That's right, and this word is killing Esau, even the so-called white man. And you 2/3 of Israel.
And the 2/3.
It's getting all in your
That's what it
bones, your joints, the nerves, all that. It's hitting all that. Hey, when this word hits you, it cuts you. You ain't gonna be able to. It's gonna fuck you up for a whole good week or two, maybe a month. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe the rest of it.
Exactly, right? Yeah, right.
Rest
Hey,
of their damn life.
yeah, right. You may jump off a building after hearing this, you know? You know, and Esau Edom, he's so carnal, you know, he want us to grab guns and shit right now. But he's like, I can't do nothing because look, they just got Bibles, you know, what can I do?
Right.
You know? So if we was getting a pistol or something, oh, he'll be with it. Oh, no, now you on my level now. But hey, we standing down with Bibles and saying, hey, this is the Lord.
Right.
And he can't deal with it.
With these Bibles, we on a higher level than him, bro.
Exactly.
Man.
Yeah. Right, because he a brute beast. He want to get down physically, you know? But here's we spiritual, intellectual man, and we talking it out. You know? We cutting you up with words. Esau like to say he gathering words and all this kind of, you know, and laws and all this shit. Well, hey, we telling you the laws right here. You know, we beat you at your own game and you can't fucking stand it.
What's that word in the world? Words can't hurt me.
Right. Yeah.
Sticks and stones, man.
Yeah.
Hey,
Word hurt
all
you,
the brothers
but
gonna
when you get brung up.
test this side or on the other side.
Right.
The words is killing Esau because every time you look around, your page struck. You know? So, hey, this word is doing something to you. You know, I don't see Ishmael talking about, hey, take their page down. You know, or Moab, get them crazy niggas out there, you know? It ain't nothing but the so-called white man.
That's it.
You know?
Real quick, just want to make a point. The word is killing Esau because we understand it. That's the big thing about it. Because we understand it.
That's right.
It wasn't given to him. He doesn't understand it anyway. And the fact that these Bibles landed in the hands of these niggas, and they understand it, and then breaking it down, is burning his ass up. Right? It tells us in Amos 3:7 that the Lord will do nothing but reveal his secrets unto his servants, the prophets. And we believe in the spirit from our apostles and elders on down, that we are back in our lives in ancient days, man, preaching this gospel. And that's what's hurting Esau. The fact that we understand.
The upper echelon of Esau, they understand it because they got scholars. But see, they didn't expect the lower level of Jacob to get this shit, man. And see, that's what the Lord deal with the meek and the lowly, bro.
Worm Jacob.
Can I get a quick one in the backyard just real quick? This Isaiah 47:3. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered. Yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance and I will not meet thee as a man. Because Esau's, all his deceit and treachery that he's perpetuated throughout the earth is being uncovered by the men of the Lord through the scriptures, the Holy Spirit. So that's that nakedness being revealed. The Yahweh Shah, when he come, he's not going to meet them as a man taking his vengeance upon them. Which means he's going to not just fight them, or he's going to be on a whole nother level spiritually than they can even fathom.
He ain't gonna be that lamb. He coming back as that lion. That lion of Judah this time.
Right. I got a quick
power.
Let me back up. In Lamentations chapter 4 and verse 21, it say, rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwellest in the land of Uz. The cup shall also pass into thee, and thou shalt be drunken, and thou shalt make thyself naked.
Right.
The punishment of thy iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins.
Right.
If I may, real quick, just to back him up real quick. This Jeremiah 49:10. But I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places.
Exposed.
And he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled. And his brethren and his neighbor, and he is not.
Read verse 7 too.
On 7:2? Jump to 7? Okay. Jumping to verse 7. Concerning Edom, thus says the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah of hosts. Is wisdom no more in Teman? Is counsel perished from the prudent? Is their wisdom vanished?
And questions don't even need to be answered. Because that's what it's going to be at in the kingdom, man.
Yes, sir.
they gonna fly away like a vision in the night. There ain't gonna be no more waking up, man, 6 o'clock, man, it's gonna work. Hell no.
For real.
It's gonna be them taskmasters on Esau ass. Get your ass up.
This is the clock. Now
Yeah,
wake up and beat some Edomites ass.
Yeah, right.
Shit.
Good. And then it's like
They had to work.
yeah, like the brother said, hey, it made Esau better. We know who the big sodomite on the planet is now.
Sir.
We know who the damn devil is for sure. You know, we know everything about Esau, the biggest pedophile, the big we're in the bestiality. So they call him necrophilia.
Coprophilia, which deals with playing with defecation. Coprophiliac.
Yeah.
All of the philias.
Yeah.
You can find all that in Hollywood.
And it's a rich. That is.
You can find all that shit in Hollywood.
That's it. Hey, good, and it's exposed. We made everything better. You know about your bullshit, NW0, all that bullshit. You know.
Pizzagate.
Yeah, Pizzagate, everything. The biggest freak on the planet, the so-called white man.
We know all about your jab hooks and overhands.
Then yeah,
uppercuts.
we see shit. Yeah, we seen them
Straight.
Hey,
Yeah.
Hey, we're literally at that point. If you remember at the end of the first Matrix, when he could finally see, Agent Smith came to fight him, and Jake put his hand behind his back and was not even looking. He was really fighting, but he was just like, he was just blocking that shit.
You got
I don't even have to look at this man.
I got a quick precept to back that up.
Yeah.
Is this the man? This?
Hey, just bagging up the brother. This is 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, straight to the point. And it reads, verse 3, let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. And you go into perdition, it's destruction. And who was given that? Who was given that in Revelation? He was that red horse was given power to take peace from the earth and make war. So hey, all these descriptions that the scriptures give you, just like someone breaking your house. You get a glimpse at them. You got someone to make a description of them.
Right.
These scriptures give you a description of who is the subject matter, and the subject matter is the so-called white man. The author of pedophilia, zoophilia, dealing with dead folks. Hollywood and all that other crap. You understand? That's what I just want to bring out.
Yeah, and the man of sin has been revealed.
It's been revealed.
The good old Christian, Mr. What's his name? Fucking that cracker back in the day. Billy Graham and all that. Whole time he's the biggest fucking devil. Right?
What's that song, man, that came out they smiling in my face the whole time they want to take your play old backstab, bro. That's Esau for you, man.
1948.
All right.
Oral.
Yeah, right?
Come on.
Oh, mouth devil. Yeah. Hey,
They had these big churches, and then in this day and time, you got Oldstein,
Creflo Dollar.
Creflo Dollar,
No.
Snakes,
Benny Hinn.
Benny Hinn.
Heathens. We talking about heathens right now.
And he's been revealed onto the world stage. Not just because we already know he's the devil. Even in the 2/3, they know that this man is the devil. You understand? Deep within their spirit, they want to allow themselves to just forthright say it. You dig what I'm saying? But now the world see this man for what he is. You know what I'm saying? That's why we got all this turmoil going on.
Yes, sir.
And it's leading to that third world war.
Yes, sir. Yep.
That dude, he been exposed. He's a man of sin, man. How is that this man so peaceful and loving, always killing something?
Everywhere you go.
Everywhere he go, he brings death.
Strong with his military.
Yeah. He loves everybody, but yet on the other end, behind the scenes, he killing them. Dropping bombs on them,
That deal in Iraq when Bush them, he just gave a speech yesterday. But that day on the 13th of March in early 2000, he was giving a speech. I'm talking about justifying what he was doing, and just as he was doing that, you had the people in Iraq, the streets, just like you have a day in New Orleans. Now, they drinking and sitting down, eating dinner and whatnot. The same, everyday ordeals was going on in another country, while at the same time he dropping bombs on them. They showed footage of that. Yeah, so that's why he had blotted out all of the war footage that when he got in office. You couldn't see the spear soldiers coming back. You couldn't actually see the war itself, you understand? But it was certain, photos that leaked out. This man was making a speech and dropping bombs at the same time. These folks out here getting served lattes and whatnot, cheering, playing in the streets, So everywhere this man go, death and destruction follow.
Give me the scripture. I was looking at better go. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 12 and 10. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness, though he humble himself and go crouching. That's that deception. Yet take good heed and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass, as dropping those bombs and making the speeches at the same damn time. And thou shalt know that his rust has not been altogether wiped away. He come crouching, man.
Verse 16.
Verse 16.
Yeah.
That one to back you up afterwards too.
An enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit. He will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity,
We need all Americans to be beat up.
he will not be satisfied with blood.
That's right. That's right.
I care about you.
So we get back to our regular life.
So
Like I can add, that's Biden personality right now, man. He coming at you talking all sweet. Look, if all the Americans just get vaccinated, we'll get back to normal.
It's all about the kids.
Matter of fact, look, we'll give you some crawfish.
No, we'll give you a 12-pack. No, we'll give you donuts.
One donut.
They go to the jailhouse. Look, we give you a pack of Roman noodles.
Yeah, right? For real, yeah, honey bun. Yeah.
With peanut butter.
Yeah. You gotta get the money going.
I got one more precept back up.
Go
Brother
hard.
down. It's all right.
Just have a pack of seasoning. Not the whole pack.
Then we'll give you a $500 bonus to your check.
And we'll tax it 300, so you'll just get two.
Just get two. But it's extra money.
Don't leave out the tax, man. Don't forget the tax.
Real piece of shit.
But Joe, he coming real peaceful, man.
Yeah.
Hey, just come on, please.
Yeah.
Because we don't want you to get sick. We don't want you to die from this.
Right.
Anytime he saw you come like this, like you say, he come humbling himself, crouching himself, man.
Yeah.
That's when you really lock eyes on this devil then, man.
Right.
So what about the Edomite press conference lady that slipped up and said these vaccines are killing?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That's caught, bro. Just like your girl Kamala Harris said that she wouldn't take it.
Yeah.
And then Obama just said, sure, I'll take it. Now, who's checking to see if they take it?
Nobody.
Nobody.
Talk about that video you seen.
Yeah, hey, they got a video of one of the politicians. I think she was one of the first ones.
That was there.
One of the first ones.
Right, they took it.
You see the little dude do this, put the needle in,
Yeah.
just pull it out and just he retracted and then went back in him. And she
He didn't do it.
Didn't even put nothing in him.
He didn't do
They
it.
ain't taking that shit.
They're not taking it, bro.
That's how it was when Pence supposedly had took the damn vaccine.
yeah.
He stuck it in his arm, hit him, poop, pulled it out. Come on, man, it takes more pressure and more time for
More
you to
precision,
inject all that shit into a person's arm, bro. You ain't just finna stick it in their arm, hit it, pull it out, bro. That was Al, man.
Hey, Dick Dastardly, Faust.
Yeah.
When he got the Bane and he was on the news, they showed it. He got it in his left arm.
Right.
Then he was on the news. He was like, "Oh, hit his right arm. Oh yeah, it was a little sore." Like, even they just sloppy and full of shit with it.
But what it is, all it is they witchcraft feeling them. Because all these people, all they are lesser illuminati, they're witches and warlocks for the elite. And that shit ain't working, man.
And that's the Lord taking the wisdom out of teachers, bro. Oh, bro.
Yeah, this devil ain't like them old devils back in the day. They can get away with anything now.
They was hot.
Yeah.
Because the scripture says there's no enchantment against Jacob, bro. That's the elect of Jacob, bro. Oh, God.
Yeah, these Edomites today, sorry, man. They, like the brother said, they sloppy now.
Exposed.
They in a rush. You trying to rush this NW0, so He ain't got time to be to cross his T's and dot his I's now.
Right.
Now he just full steam court now. Just we gotta go and get it started. You
I don't
know?
give a fuck what we give away.
Right.
Yeah,
we
right.
just got to do this shit.
Yeah, for real. Who cares? We'll kill him in the end. That's what he's thinking. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
They wake up, fuck it, we'll drop nukes on him.
That's the end game.
Exactly.
Those that didn't take the MOTB,
Yeah.
they will be headed. That's the end game.
That's it.
This is and just to back up what the brother Karatas I brought out in that Sirach 12, never trust thine enemy. This is Psalms 55. I'm gonna start at 20.
Go ahead.
This is Psalm 55. I'm gonna start at 20. He hath put forth his hand against such as be at peace with him. What's a perfect example of that? Gad. When Esau came over there, here, Esau did this greedy devil. All he wanted to do was find gold. He didn't know how to farm or cultivate the land, so they were literally digging up dead bodies and eating them. Gad showed them how to do everything and deal with the land. And what this dude do? He broke every single one of treaties. And leading up to Andrew Jackson, he had the Trail of Tears, where he kicked a lot of you Jakes' ass in the southern states all the way to the western half of the country. Come.
What it was, like 500 treaties that he broke? 500, bro.
Oh, come.
Come on, man.
Every single one of them.
Yeah, and you stupid niggas still waiting on that 40 acres under me to this day. He got you on that too. You know?
Still waiting on a goddamn stimmy.
Yeah, right.
And that was just instead of 40 acres and a mule now, Jake will be happy with the studio apartment and a Honda Civic.
And a 20 piece.
And a 20 piece.
Hey, and a bad bitch.
Oh yeah.
And don't leave out that finances now. You want the finances. You want to spank it
Forget
up.
about the finances.
You want that live.
He hath broken his covenant. Verse 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. Hey, there was a quote from a soldier in Vietnam that said, in order to save the village, we had to destroy the village. And then look, Esau go to Iraq, Afghanistan, all these countries. Saddam Hussein, Osama bin Laden, the Taliban, they're taking away women's rights. They need democracy, but what he's not telling you on the back end is they got oil, they got rare earth minerals, they got poppy fields. And once Esau was done with you, look what he just did to those Afghanistanis over there. Those women that had 20 years of rights and everything.
Skipped out on that.
Esau hauled ass so quick, people were trying to hold on to the planes. And now what they got? They got these women getting herded in a basement by the Taliban somewhere.
Hey.
Yeah, they say them Taliban run around that motherfucker finding all the unmarried young women and shit.
Damn
Shit,
right.
bitch, you finna get dealt.
That's right.
Going back to oil.
That's right.
I got build and shit.
Yeah.
I got 20 years of pressure built.
Same shit gonna happen over here.
Oh yeah.
Hey, just to say something real quick on concerning that democracy, what a lot of people don't understand and know about democracy is when they go bomb other countries, they blow up the builders and their foundation for a reason, and then give them money, and then they get them money. Then they do what? Put their banks in them. Then they get them what? Their currency. Then they give them their currency. That's what. That's it. They in.
That's a debt note.
They done.
That's a debt note.
And that was what all Halliburton was about.
Right.
And who just happened to be a member of Halliburton, the vice president of the U.S.,
Right.
who was one of the architects of the war in Iraq.
12
We go
heart
over
attack.
there. We go over there, we
Come.
bomb their infrastructure to shit, and then we got Halliburton and all these other U.S. corporations that I just happen to be getting some money from, coming and building it back up and putting them into debt.
They call it nation building.
Right.
I got a
That
quick
is-
question for. Oh, you had something?
Just quick, real quick. This is going into they can never have enough, you know. Because what is this all about? Because this man want everything. You understand? He want his birthright back. But we know that that's not going to be the case because in Romans 13 it was already stated that it was by election states. So he's not going to get that back. So guess what? He the kid in the sandbox. Say, I'll tear this motherfucker up Friday. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I just can't. I can't nowhere in the world. I can live in the world. You got everything, and I ain't got shit. You know what I'm talking about? But this is Isaiah chapter 56, and straight to the point, and it reads, "Yea, they are greedy dogs which never have enough, and they are shepherds that cannot understand me. That cannot understand. They all look to their own way, everyone for his own gain for his quarter. And this man quarter, he's in the fourth quarter with the 2-minute warning going on. You understand what I'm saying? 2 minutes. But they're dirty dogs. Just like Job said, he wouldn't allow them to be, just paraphrasing, he wouldn't allow them to be with his dogs, with the flock of his dogs. So what he gonna do? He gonna corrupt them. You understand? He can't get enough of nothing. This man got to be put down. You understand?
But it was dogs going to the pastors out there, you know, they're the ones that's real greedy out here, you know, it's off their own, you know, they selling the truth, you know, which not they aren't supposed to be doing in scripture.
Right.
Those are the fucking, you know, really the dogs.
And now also they go to
to
the leaders of all people, leading the flock astray, man. Because they want the money.
I was trying to marry that to Esau, but I
got the one you wanted. Real quick. It's Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 4. It say, behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by faith. And it say, verse 5, it say, yeah, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlarges his desires as hell and is as death, and cannot be satisfied. But gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people.
Hey, even if he did get the birthright, he'll still be in the kingdom. Still, how can he get more? You know, You know, I don't want nobody to have nothing. You know, it's never ending with this man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, even in the kingdom, he's still gonna be the same old Esau. You know, up until that 1,000 years. He's still gonna be trying to rape children, eat people, all that shit. You know.
That's a lot of fun coming at.
Yeah.
Busting his motherfucking head.
Esau trying to screw the angels.
Want it? Yeah. That's him.
Nigga Morris.
Yeah. That's him.
Exactly.
Esau Edom. King of Sodom right now. You know. You got it, bro.
This Daniel's 8:25. Going back from earlier through democracy and stuff like that. But this Daniel's 8:25, and through his policies, also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many. He shall also stand up against the prince of princes, but he shall be broken without hands.
It said by peace shall destroy many. And the brother that brought out earlier, you know, he like his mouth, as though his word was smoother than butter. War is in his heart, man.
Right.
So those scriptures tie in together, bro.
Yeah. This man is red-handed, man.
Literally.
We got this devil in the corner. He can't go nowhere. We know who this devil is. Like, why y'all talking about the so-called white man so much? Because he's the big piece of the whole thing, man. And with this big war coming up right now, hey, it's Jake and Esau, man. This is the two main characters of the whole fucking movie.
Everybody else are extras.
Yeah, that's it. Everybody like the brother, y'all cannot say, everybody just the peas, the salad, the baked potato.
Yeah.
Like the brother said, you know what I'm saying?
He's the subject matter.
Yeah.
You understand?
And Salaki, if I could add, you know, Esau, you know, deceptive intelligence, you know. Many of our people, or the nation of Israel, have what they call Stockholm syndrome, a psychological alliance with their captors. They have had a bowl of dumbass, and they have fallen asleep, and they forgive him. They want to know how he can be saved, if he can be saved.
Yeah.
They still look up to him,
Don't it?
that passive power. As it tells us in Revelation, the 11th chapter, verse 8, this great city where our Lord and Savior was crucified, replaced with that pale, passive power. And this is who you work for, this is who your landlord is, this is who your doctor is, this is who you go to, like go down to Egypt for help. Woe to them.
That's who's hanging up in the church.
That's who's hanging up in the church.
Because all people like to say, a lot of them ain't bad, man. We
We
don't
got
give
some
a
good
damn
ones.
about the ones that ain't bad, bro. We want them too. We want them too.
They in that too.
Isaiah 14, what, 21? Yeah. You gotta pay for what your father did.
That's because he ain't seen the bad in that motherfucker yet.
Right.
Thank you.
Yeah. Come on.
We had to pay when the Babylonians took Judah into captivity.
Yeah, Esau was right to help.
Yeah, prophets like Daniel, they wasn't bad people.
Yeah, but look though, that goes into the scripture. Though his word was smoother than butter, war is in his heart. Because his word is smoother than butter, you think that these motherfuckers ain't bad, bro. Yeah. All these motherfuckers got the same spirit, bro.
Some just more sneaky than others.
That's it, man.
They play it better.
Some just grass snakes.
Yeah.
And they perfected their hatred too, man.
Exactly, bro. They know how to cover that shit, bro. They still hate you at the same damn time.
Right.
Man, if the ones that is good, they probably Jake. You know
That's a speckled bird.
Hey, to back up what this brother told me before when I said that doesn't give you Jakes out there watching free reign to think every Edomite that's nice to you is a Jake.
Right.
That's the disclaimer to that.
Put that a strong probably in there where your knuckle is. You know what I'm saying?
Because you got to have the spirit in these scriptures to understand how the spirit works, man. You got to judge the spirit by the spirit. It's called a spirit of discernment. What we got, man, and that's how we judge motherfuckers, man. We don't judge by color. We judge by the spirit, bro.
I got a precept.
You got it.
This Job 20 and 10, because this also can be happening if they, which I was saying, that you got some good Edomites. This is what they could be doing. His children shall seek to please the poor, and his hand shall restore their goods. So that could be happening. You might have certain Edomites trying to please our people, you know what I'm saying? But the whole time they still hate you.
Yeah.
You know, they just kind of feel guilty and shit. You know what I'm saying? So,
That's definitely gonna be going on in the kingdom.
Oh, yes, sir.
And if you do
Jacob trouble too.
it ain't because it's his own will. The Most High made him do it. Right. You know, I forget the precept on there, but the Most High made him do it. So don't get all warm and buttery, Jake, and thinking your buddy at work gonna be on the fucking chair.
Yeah, what's
you know what I mean?
Y'all probably just said it where he say, if your ways please the Lord, he'll make your enemies at peace with you.
Yeah, and that's the whole time, man. Like you're saying, this is the whole show. Right now, we on Esau Edom right now because he's driving toward this NW0 right now. He's the man in charge. He's at the wheel right now.
He is the evil villain.
Yeah. And so we're gonna stay on Esau. You gotta keep calling out your the villain, the oppressor. Yeah.
I got you a quick one.
Because even right now, it's more important right now to get on Esau. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
This Ecclesiastes 14:7. And if he do his good, he does it unwillingly. And at the last he will declare his wickedness.
You don't even know why he helped your black ass.
You don't even know why you gave your black ass that job.
Yeah, you see your black on that.
That's
just like, you remember that time he was out there, when it first started, he was out there in front of the bar. And all them Edomites were coming up to him, fucking with us. And then the police showed up. We thinking the police showing up for us. They ran there.
And if y'all need us, call.
Just call.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
And matter of fact, you brought the scripture out. You were like, see, hey, we had brought it out. That proverb.
Yeah, I remember that happened at that time. I remember that crazy Edomite with the knife and shit.
Oh yeah, it was a
security. You got it. You tell it better than I can.
Well, we had this one Edomite with anybody who knows prison culture. He had HH. No, he didn't have HH. He had the swastika on his forearm, the SS bolts. And the brothers told me this. He said whenever he talked to an Edomite walking, he said, "Hey, white boy, come here." That's apparently something the Aryan nation says in prison.
Aryan Brotherhood.
They say, "Hey, white boy, come here," and he kept saying that. And he was trying to be all subtle, trying to get out like, well, my grandfather was a slave owner, but I'm not and all that. And he pulled out a knife to some other Edom, like the Most High had him get in almost a fight with another Edomite. But then a cop looking like Billy Bob Thornton from Monsters Ball came up and it was like, hey, I was keeping an eye on you. He made sure he had his hand by his gun. He's like, I was keeping an eye on him. And if he did anything, I was going to make a move. Y'all are good people. And afterwards, he told the brother Kai, this. And he said, yeah, I'm a devil going into slavery. And walked off.
Yeah. It's like, oh. Yeah. Straight to it. Yeah.
And aside though, those two same kiss. You know the rock group kiss?
Oh, it is.
Same two SS folks, bro.
Them motherfuckers had their face painted and shit.
Yeah. Same two SS folks. And kiss.
Damn.
Attention, bro, to Esau, bro.
Y'all got precept over there?
Hey, brother got some.
I had one, y'all done stole them out.
Are they-
Let him grab his. Grab.
Oh, yeah, I was just.
I'll digress on the brother.
Hey, I was just gonna say, hey, that saying there's some so-called good white folk out there. Hey, the Most High don't give a fuck about that. Hey, the righteous of Israel and the wicked, we all went into slavery. Like, of course, we all sin, but there, you know what I'm saying. There were some that did lesser sins than others, but regardless, from King David all the way down to the lowest Jake, we all went into slavery and got a foot in our ass. So it's gonna be no different from you Edomites. From the Rothschilds all the way down to Mr. Rogers. Everybody's gonna get the shit kicked in.
Ain't gonna be no good neighborhood at all for them.
It's gonna be a good neighborhood for us.
Mr. Rogers, Mr. Rogers going to slavery.
Oh yeah.
Bro, you go back, you think about that damn old show. That was a fucking pedophile, like a mother.
Yes,
Would you like to be my neighbor?
Off of a piece of paper. Hey, that was a ploy against Jake. You dig what I'm saying?
It looked right.
Neighbor.
With the little puppets and shit that we're talking.
Now tell me his word was smoother than butter.
Oh yeah. With those tight ass khaki pants.
Yeah.
Would you like to be my neighbor?
That motherfucker stand up when he take them off.
He really sounds like butter, boy. He really can talk.
Hey, the spirit of this world by that Kunis that made that song "We Are Family." With the spirit of the Most High is "We Are Enemies." What do you do to your enemy? You handle business with them.
Right.
But this is Ezekiel 21. I'm gonna start at verse 3 to show that hey, the so-called good, which there are no good Edomites, but the ones that may have been nice to Jake, as well as the ones that were straight devils, y'all are all going into slavery. Y'all are all getting into the hill. This is Ezekiel 21:3. And say to the land of Israel, thus saith Yahweh, behold, I am against thee, and I will draw forth my sword out of his sheath, and I will cut off from thee the righteous and the wicked. So if the righteous and the wicked in Israel had to go through slavery and drink that cup, it's going to be the same thing for every single one of you Edomites. And the cherry on top is going to be that Basra barbecue after that first 1,000 years.
It said the righteous and the wicked. So therefore, you saying that some of them ain't bad. It said the righteous and the wicked, bro. So even if you think some of them are good, they still got to serve as a whole nation, just like we had to, bro. Because every Israelite wasn't wicked, bro.
Come.
Right.
Hey, just bagging that up. Just bagging that up. You know, that's like the brothers going on. You know, hey, you may have some Edomites that treat you more favorable than others. You dig what I'm saying? But the Lord had all that figured out from the beginning. You know what I'm saying? That was going to be the case. Like I say, because that just encouraged that coon spirit. You dig?
That's it.
Yeah, that just encouraged that coon spirit. You know, so the Lord has to put you in that trick bag. You know what I'm saying? Make these prophecies come alive. But
and that's all another thing, like you said, y'all saying, encouraging that coon spirit, man. It ain't doing nothing but feeding that ego. And if you feed a person ego, you can control it.
Come.
You control it.
Playing off his emotions.
We all need our egos fed, but see, the Lord feeds ours. You know what I mean? Nobody outside that to do it.
Hey, one thing I remember is like, I always remember this, even when I saw that movie when I was little. It was that first Batman with Christian Bale. Like, we know Batman's an Edomite, he's a devil and everything. But if you notice when you watch that first one, everybody he was befriending was a Jake. Like, oh, he's not bad. He's cool. Look, if Bruce Wayne is befriending niggas, then he's cool with everybody. He does that through the media, the movies, which is witchcraft and all that. That's what he does. He does it on a everyday level. The Edomite, you know, with the job or your so-called friend, all the way up to the movies and everything. It's just a constant. You're constantly getting berated with that witchcraft to throw you off.
And to back that up, he was a double agent. You dig what I'm saying? Because he was befriending Jakes, but then at the same time he was protecting the elites. You know, bank robbers and things of that sort. There, you know,
who did Batman fight? The underbelly of society.
Yeah.
Who's the destitute? Who's the
us.
criminals out here? Jake. So at the same time, you befriending Jake. You befriending Jake, but at the same time, when you become Batman, whose shit is he kicking in the
Hey, but this is a quick one. This is Ecclesiastes, aka Sirach, 41 and 7, straight to the point. Because this could be, you know, a ploy as well as what these Edomites are
Hey,
doing.
Salaki too, real quick. It's just real quick. I don't
Come.
think if I did, but Salaki. Now they end up reading about it. Get out of here. You got it, right?
It says, verse 7, it says, the children will complain of an ungodly father because they shall be a reproach for his sake. You understand? And look, the tables are turning, and they see that. Me and Karatas, I was talking about that earlier. They see these draconian measures being pulled down the pipe. These same Edomites, these six-pack Edomites, now they complaining, they booting up. You understand? But long as it was on Jake, they wasn't tripping. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now it seems like they speaking up for your sake. You understand? But it's not the case.
Just to add to that, these low-level Edomites, they're realizing that it's going to affect them. So now they got something to say about it. You know? That's why a lot of them are bucking up and coming out with the information that they already knew. They're realizing now that they're low level and they mean nothing to the wicked elite.
They're going to be captured.
Bottom, man.
Expendable.
They're just pen numbers. And they're about to get screwed.
And that goes to show you they understand that they wicked as hell. Because guess what? What's that white woman name? She used to be a school teacher. She would change. She would practice. She would show white folks their racism, this so-called Edomite, by arranging them according to their eye colors or whatnot. Put you in, or have that a white person sit in the skin of a black person for one day. You know? And they couldn't take it for a whole hour. They crying, running out the classroom. Couldn't take it for an hour.
Did she say like? She said something. It's the same woman. She was like, "Well, if you say there's no racism and black people are the same, raise your hand if you would change your skin to be black."
Yeah, that's her. That's her. That's her. Yeah. So they know, you know.
Not saying anything.
So motherfucker ain't even buzzed right there.
And another thing, there was an Edomite talking on YouTube about the concentration camps and that this stuff is coming out and you need to, spread this information. He said we don't have time to be arguing about skin color and religion and that type of thing. Because it's all going to affect them too.
Hey,
in the same pot. So now they want to say we don't have time to argue about skin color and religion.
But that's how the devil works.
Read that one more time.
Damn about his own people.
Right.
It's all about the elect and trying to get them to fuck up, man.
Hey.
I'm gonna just read that one more time. It says, Sirach 41:7, the children will complain of an ungodly father because they shall be a reproach for his sake. They're gonna be a correction. You understand? They don't want it. They like the brother brought out Isaiah 14:21. Hey, prepare slaughter for his children. That's gonna be the correction. Blood for blood. You understand what I'm saying? True reparations.
He that leadeth into
shall go.
Goeth into.
Going.
Since you not have hated blood, blood shall pursue you.
What's that scripture? Salaki. What's that scripture where it say the only way to cleanse the land is by the blood of the
Numbers 30.
Number 35, 33.
35.
Somebody gonna have to pay.
Somebody got to pay that.
Somebody gotta pay.
All right, let me get that real quick, bro. Numbers 33 and 35.
If I could just say, I just get a laugh at you Edomites now. It's like, like the brothers have been saying, it's like, we got to come together now. This is all our problem. Well, that's your problem. This is your kingdom. That's your problem. I got nothing to do with it. I'm sitting back and laughing at you losing everything.
We ain't captive. We captives.
Yeah.
It's our kingdom.
All right, here it is, Doc. It's like this. Numbers 35 and 33. So ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are, for blood it defileth the land.
And when they came over here to so-called America, and which is Osiris, right, where the northern kingdom came through, in the book of Ezra, it tell you how the northern kingdom got over here. This is Osiris, but they named it America, man. And they came over here and they shed the blood of the Native Americans, so-called Native Americans, which are the Israelites, man.
And the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it.
So you in a trick bag because the Most High set you up to come over here and take this land from the so-called Native Americans, man. You shedded their blood. You brought the Southern Kingdom over here. You shedded our blood too. They're brothers.
Right.
So it's a recompense for that, man. You got to pay for that shit, man. Yeah. Got it.
You get that Mark 3 and 25?
You got it. You got it.
Okay.
Speak on it if you want to.
Huh?
So you can speak on it if you want to.
Go ahead.
It's Mark 3 and 25. And if a house be divided against itself,
Yes, sir.
that house cannot stand.
Right now.
That's right. Like right now, like Esau, they own military, doing what? Separate from what? They
Their own
are.
mandates and stuff.
Right. Verse 26. And if Satan rise up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand.
With your whistleblowers.
Right.
Boy, you took that out of my mouth. You took it, bro.
Got me quick, huh?
Quicker than that.
Right.
Way too long, bro.
Mark 3 and 26 again. And if Satan rise up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand, but has an end. Verse 27. No man can enter into a strong man's. Oh, well,
I just want to expound on the point that you said.
Go somewhere.
If- Read that other point again where you come
26.
in.
Verse 26.
Yeah.
Okay, this is Mark 3 and 26. And if Satan rise up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand, has an end.
He had an end because first and foremost in Job, he said the Lord created boundaries that he cannot go past, man. And this man is at his end right now, man. That's why you see all these fucking whistleblowers telling on their goddamn self, man. They own people, man. They are at the end right now. If you can't see that so-called America is at its end right now, I don't know what to tell you, man. You are not in tune with the spirit. You are not in tune with the prophets. Neither the scriptures, man.
Not in tune with life, reality.
Not in tune with life, reality, none of that, bro. You gonna be caught up in this society trying to goddamn make your house continue forever in the mind state of Esau, man. Until them goddamn nuclear missiles come down and rain upon you, man.
You can live in there. Y'all motherfuckers can live in the matrix. We get the fuck up out of it.
Come on, huh?
We all willing. All willing.
We've been reborn.
That's all I
We want to take that red pill.
Yeah.
Wake the fuck up. Get the fuck up out of here.
I got a precept too, if
got
anybody.
one real quick.
Y'all got towels over there? Let them get there. We're gonna end it over here.
This is Psalm 64 and start at verse 4. Because see, all these draconian measures are really set up for those people on that sign right there. This is what this is all about. You understand? Like the brother brought out earlier, you know, Elder Yakinan said the true moral, the true subject matter of the story is Jacob and Esau. Just like it was in Genesis, it's going to be here in the end. You know, according to 2nd Ezra chapter 6 and verse 9. You know, Esau shall be the beginning, but Jacob shall be the end.
Right.
So you know, this is Psalm 64 and verse 4, and it says that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Who is the perfect? The elect of the nation of Israel.
They shooting with their policies and shit.
Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. They encourage themselves in an evil manner. They commune of lying snares privily. They say, who shall see them? Right. But now, just like in Revelations 12 and 12, this man has gotten in a slop ass hurry, because guess what? He's at his end, just like the brother said. You know, hey, look, he coming down with great wrath, so he getting a little sloppy. You know, it's the end of the work day. You know, and you ready to get up out of there. You done work 12 hours, goddamn. So you done left the damn welding whip out. You put up everything else, then turn the gas off.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about? You dig what I'm saying? Yeah, you finna fuck some shit up. So that's what he about to do.
Warehouse burned down.
Come. They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search, both inward thought and of every one of them, and the heart is deep. And then that's where our people fall asleep at, with that deep thinking of what they call them think groups they got, them colleges and think tanks. Jake don't get into that, because guess what? Esau was passing out stimulus and $100 frugal checks and you know, and so forth and so on.
The NBA and NFL that came.
Yeah, you know, sports. But we got to be on point with this. We gotta be on point with this because guess what? We like we said, we're in the fourth quarter, 2 minutes left. And so this man gonna put out all the stops. He done came to where he was. Just do this for the children. And you know, that's a sentiment with Jake too when you're trying to correct him about the holidays. We do it for the children. He get that talking point from Esau. You understand? But now, look at the countenance on his face now. I'm instructed all government agencies, tone and everything done changed. You understand? And Jake, that still go right across with this. Like Jake got on,
that drag.
He's blind.
They got on weird and shit.
He
And
welded
what
shit.
did Bush say last? What was one of the last things, not Bush, Weekend at Bernie's Bite. What was one of the last things he said? Our patience is getting thin. We're running out of patience.
They're tired
of waiting on y'all.
Nigga, we're gonna put the whip on
First,
you.
the governor was saying the black population and the Hispanic population, you need to go first. Just stick out your arm.
Just do it. Just do it.
Just do it. And then Kamala Harris talking about the closest thing that I can think of is the scriptures, loving thy neighbor.
Of course.
Getting the shot.
Of course.
That shit out of my face.
Yeah. That goes back to Mr. Rogers.
Brotherly love, whatever he said, something like that.
Everybody got a Bible.
This is the precept I want to get real quick.
Come.
Hebrews 13.
Let them get that.
This Psalms 49 and 11. It reads, their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names. And basically, you know, Esau going through all this trouble, you know, just to, you know, get it taken away. You know, they ain't gonna, pretty much, you know, they ain't gonna succeed in what they trying to do, you know.
And if I could add to that, they've been talking about this for decades. Decades. You had Daddy Bush up there saying that, you know, that this is gonna be accomplished. He was saying this, what, 30 years ago? Yeah, he was saying this 30 years ago, you know what I'm saying? So that matches perfectly with that scripture. To let you know that the Lord had already prescribed everything from the beginning. The end, he had already declared the end at the beginning. So guess what? They walking lockstep along with what the master chess player has laid out.
They are totally in order. It's
Right.
Jake that's not in order.
Right. Hey, how old them Georgia Guidestones is? They probably hundreds of years old. At least a couple hundred. So they been had them plans.
Yeah, they had like, it was like this, what they say this secret society built them. And like, they just had it up. And then next thing you know,
It was funded by a generous donor. An anonymous generous donor.
Shit like influenced by demons.
Right? And they got a blood stain on top of it, like a full red mark, like somebody got gutted up and they
probably did sacrifice his ass on him.
Sacrifice a Gadite.
Probably so.
Who else got precept over there? No.
I can get you on the landmark. This is Proverbs 23 and 10. Remove not the old landmark and enter not into the fields of the fatherless.
And that goes into, like you say, the Lord has set everyone their own lot of land according to the number of the children of Israel.
Right.
So this man, you can find this red devil everywhere. You know,
nose is all.
down under, Hawaii, all the islands, everywhere. And he was allotted the land and shit. And the Lord said, look, he wasn't gonna give you his land, he gonna give you your land. So that goes, the description of this devil is just, it's vivid. That man of perdition is vivid.
It's Isaiah 33 and 1. Woe to thee that spoilest and thou was not spoiled. Spoiled meaning to steal violently. It say, and dealest treacherously, and they dealt not treacherously with thee. Talking about Esau, how he came and for example, the so-called Native Americans, Gad, how they came and stole their land, broke the peace treaties and stole the land violently. It say, when thou shalt cease to spoil, thou shalt be spoiled. And when thou shalt make an end to deal treacherously, they shall deal treacherously with thee. And the definition for treacherous is the act. It says guilty of or involving betrayal or deception. So just like the brothers were saying, these whistleblowers coming out and and how a nation, a kingdom, Satan against itself cannot stand. So they telling on each other because they know they're guilty, because they've been dealing treacherously. Right. But the Lord say when you don't deal treacherously no more, you're gonna be dealt treacherously with. Right. Just because they're trying to cover their shit up, the Lord still gonna do it to them.
No. Right. The Lord ain't gonna let you give up. No, you got too much. Right. You can't even give up.
This is Hebrews chapter 13 and 14. For here hath we no continuing city, but we seek one to come. The kingdom of heaven, right? That's what we looking forward to. That's the future we looking at, right? You know, we see that as men of the Lord who serve the Lord in his rightful name, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, from our apostles and elders on down. That's the future we look for. We're not looking for things to go back to normal or doing what we got to do to make things smooth out or blow over. It's not blowing over. Right. It's over.
Right. It's over. You know, we look for a new world order, but under the leadership of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Right. That's going to be the real
the original world order.
The original world order.
This 2 Peter's chapter 3 and verse 10. It say, but the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up. Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of person are you to be in all holy conversation and godliness?
And if I can add real quick and say the elements, all the damn chemtrails, everything, all the metals, the poison that got spread out.
Your body is made up of elements, bro. Come on.
Dogs, fish,
the Great Reset.
water. The earth gonna expand. It's gonna burn up some of that water. New land mass is gonna come up.
All that trash, they gonna shit. We're gonna have them picking up a lot of that shit.
There's
gonna be a lot of work.
In that movie, The Magnificent Seven.
Yeah.
The white boy said, with fervent heat.
With fervent heat.
Like Sodom and Gomorrah. They looked around at this, you know, like this white boy saying this, you know.
There was a TV show I was watching. This was a recent TV show where you had the Antichrist in it, and he was, and like this TV show begins with World War III happening and the nukes burning up everything, and they're in a bunker, and he says, and he was quoting scripture, said, and I will cause wormwood to come out of the sky, and the men shall drink gall, and he straight up was referring to the nuclear missiles.
And the poison.
Say, verse 13, it say, nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for a new heavens and a new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness.
Shit, that goes hand in hand with the mother.
City here.
You close it out.
Let me get one. Can I get one for you? Then you close out. You got it. I just want to match up with what Ox said because you know we brought out the point to where you know even people's bodies or even elements, man. You know, but this Isaiah 66:16 it says, "For by fire and by his sword will the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushai plead with all flesh." Not no spirit where you go and dwell in hell and be burning forever. How can a spirit burn, bro? Come on, bro. A spirit is fire. How can it burn? This is talking about your flesh, man. It said, for by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many, man. You
They kill that hell doctrine.
They kill that hell doctrine all the way to pieces, bro.
Just one of them, so they got a whole goddamn
whole heap of them, bro. Plethora.
It wasn't say his ministers was a flame of fire, and the angels are just pure energy.
That's it.
Yeah.
If it's fire, how's fire gonna burn?
Right.
Yeah. When you put it together, if you don't get it by now, you should just go eat a Wonka bar somewhere.
Everything is gonna seem like a contradiction if you don't understand it, bro. You know what I'm saying?
make sure you bolt yourself in the car too while you drive off the cliff.
This is Isaiah chapter 14, and I'm gonna start at verse 12. It says, "How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations?" And you know that Lucifer right there, we know it's talking about Esau, man. Because he the one with all the light right now. He the one with all the knowledge, man, that he got. He hiding from us, man. Trying to. But you know, hey, us, Lord willing, we are the elect. Hey, we gonna get it back, man.
If I could say, real quick, in Isaiah 14, when it refers to Lucifer, when you go into the Strong's for that word, it says the king of Babylon. It's a metaphor for the king of Babylon.
And if I can add to that, how did he weaken the nations through his military, man? The hammer of the whole earth. But the hammer of the whole earth is going to be broken into sunders, man. Into pieces, you got it.
It says, verse 13, "For thou hast said in mine heart, I will ascend into heaven, I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High, I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north." Hey, this man, he wanna be like the Most High, man. He want to have control of everything. It's like a kid in the candy store, man. Can't get enough, and you can't satisfy him. He throw them temper tantrums and shit, man. But guess what? Hey, the Lord gonna come back. He gonna be the one whoop his ass, man. Weigh him out.
Esau personally wants you, Jakes, to be up on there, man. Be fucking slaves forever, man.
Yes, sir.
You know, first you know who you are.
Verse 14, it says, "I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High." Say it. Verse 15, "Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit.
That's slavery right there.
They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee."
Right, okay, so he gonna be brought down to hell. How people gonna see him and narrowly look upon him and say, what?
Right.
And say, narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, "Is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake the kingdoms?"
So how's that hell? That's on earth. That's motherfucker being in hardcore bondage, being put at the bottom.
Not is this the spirit that we
Right.
Is this the man? Yeah.
You might, if I get something.
You got it.
Hey, just to back up, what we've been,
I got
No, you go.
hey, what we've been going into about how this man can never have enough but needs more. Hey, me and the brothers were talking before camp. Our spirit bear witness for the Israelites, and so does their spirit. All you got to do is have that spiritual eye and look around, and Esau's telling you who he is. If you go watch that original Willy Wonka, you remember Veruca Salt? Like she was the rich girl and like wanted everything, and she wore a red dress. She wore a red dress in her song she gave in the movie. This is some of the lyrics to it. "I want the world. I want the whole world. I want to lock it all up in my pocket. It's my bar of chocolate. Give it to me now. I want today. I want tomorrow. They think their houses shall continue forever. I want to wear them like braids in my hair, and I don't want to share them."
True spirit.
True
story. He can't hide it.
Oh, what? And now, don't care how, I want it now. Don't care how, I want it now.
Don't care if I gotta slave my own fucking people to get this shit, bro.
Revelation 12:12.
I'm hungry, I need that pottage. Don't care how, I don't care if it's raw, I want it now.
My money, I want it now.
Look like JJ.
That was basically it. You know, and hey, with that, hey, this has been a beautiful camp today, man. Lord willing, you brothers and sisters out there tuning in with edified, and we're gonna close it off by turning and facing the east and giving infinite honor and glory to the Most High and His Son.
Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahushua Ba'Shem, Rakadash.
We want to also give double honors to the elders and apostles of the Great Bill Song who preached this truth 100%, being a great example to us younger brothers. And peace and blessing to the Akim abundant elders pushing his truth throughout the four winds with all faith, sincerity, and diligence. To you we say shalom.
Shalom.
And the Baba Baba.
Baba Baba.
Kwam Yashala.
Kwam Yashala.